Partite med Oliver, che fantasia!
My motivation basically is that I'm an art teacher and I teach animation, and I always was looking for material. I didn't have material collected in one place, and I found it always very distracting to look here and to look there. And so I decided I'd create it myself. So basically my motivation was my class experience and working with children and students as well, and what I felt I needed. I thought, okay, I'll produce some of it. What I first did was to create a little film. It's a 6-minute film, and it shows the various techniques of animation. I separated them into 5 categories to make things simpler. And after having created this film, I thought this is very linear. It would be more interesting to have something which is a little bit more interactive, where someone can choose exactly what he or she wants to find out more about. And then the next, of course, idea was to create a website. I used my teaching experience to create the content. The experience I had by working with children and students. This was also my main objective, that it shouldn't be something complicated, it should be straightforward. And then I had to start creating the visual material for the site, which meant that I had to set up situations, classroom situations, which I would photograph. So I had to make quite a few photographs to supplement the content, the text which I had written. At the same time, I was researching on the web to see what's available, what links I would provide, because I think that's also very important. And this is what's so exciting about a website, because in a book, what you write it's there, it's over, it's printed. It's not easy to change it. In a website, I could then provide links which I could add on. When I'm teaching animation, I might not show the web at the very beginning. I might start by playing around with just the camera and some objects. And then as soon as we've got the basic ideas, then I come to the web and I start to go into more detail, and the children then are able to use it in the classroom. They can start to play around and look at the various methods, and they can link onto other films which are created by children. I know that other teachers are using the site. I don't know exactly how they use it in the classrooms because I'm not there. It's more the feedback which I get from the teachers, which I find exciting, because I have you can contact me through the web. And so people who I don't know, teachers I don't know, are contacting me and saying, it was great to use your site, and here's some examples of the work which we did with children based on your site. It was really interesting that because I'm offering 5 different animation techniques, I got a link from a teacher who said, look, this is what my students have produced, and they used every single one of the techniques in a way, and this I find very touching, that they had used it so extensively. It's also being used with teachers who work with older children than I actually thought, which is interesting, because I thought it was a more childlike approach for primary school teachers, or students, for primary school students. But I see that it's used also with older students who can adapt it to their aesthetics and to their point of view, but they're using the techniques. This was not an expensive project, apart from the fact that I had to use a program which I was able to use through the Technological Institution of Athens. So that was in a university environment, so to say. The cost was basically my time. It was not an expensive project. It was just a matter of me spending time to create the content and then create the visual material and then put this together. The hardware I use basically is a computer, not an Apple computer, a normal PC, and a digital camera. That's the hardware, actually. The software, as I said, was through the Technical Institution of Athens, where I had access to Adobe's Dreamweaver. which is a program to create websites. I'm not sure if it's always the easiest way to do things because you have to know how to use the program. So nowadays people are using more ready-made website where you fill in the website formats where you can fill in the information. I was interested to do something a little bit more personal. I'm an artist, so I wanted it to look in a specific way, and that's why I chose to work that way. If we're going to talk about difficulties, I think it was more to find the time to work on it, and that's why it took me longer. I mean, it took me more than 1 year to create this website. It's not how long it takes to create a website, it's just because I'm working parallel to this, so I would have to use my spare time to work on it. I think the children helped me create the site because at various times I would show them where I was, and I could see if this was useful or not, if it was boring, if it was too much information, if they got excited, if it brought new ideas, if the children had new ideas after looking at the examples which I was creating. The actual film in the beginning, I showed the raw cut to the children, and their comments are used in the film. And so that was the soundtrack of the film is actually from the children. So I would say that if anyone helped me, apart from the graphic designer who helped me put the site together, it was probably the children. Site's the main information. From then on, I would like it to be a little bit more lively, so I'm now working on creating a blog which will be parallel and connected to the site. The first stage in the moment is a link to a Facebook page, but I don't want it to be only Facebook oriented, so the Facebook page is my stepping stone to creating a more interactive blog. So that's the next step. I really didn't expect to be here, and I think what my advice would be is just do it. If somebody has something which he or she thinks is worth submitting, they should just submit it, because it's such a great experience then to be able to present it, but also hear what other people have to say and what other people are doing in this field. So don't be afraid to submit.